This is not a story about a coach's failure. This is a story about a system's spectacular, self-inflicted collapse. The Pro Football Hall of Fame, tasked with preserving the history of the game, has instead rendered itself an object of ridicule. The reason? A Byzantine, opaque, and utterly confounding voting process that has produced the single most baffling result in the history of sports halls of fame, the exclusion of Bill Belichick. Let's pull back the curtain on the madness. It begins with a 50-person selection committee. But to understand Belichick's snub, you must understand the bizarre category in which he was considered. He wasn't voted on alone. He was grouped with other blue ribbon nominees, senior players Ken Anderson, Roger Craig, and Elsie Greenwood, and, in a twist of fate, his own former boss, Patriots owner Robert Kraft. Here's the critical, confounding rule: each of the 50 voters could select up to 3 of those 5 individuals. Not all of them. So, Belichick wasn't just competing against a standard, he was competing directly against other beloved figures for a limited number of slots on each ballot. This created a perfect storm of strategic voting and catastrophic assumption. Theory 1: voters who passionately wanted to see a senior player like Roger Craig get his due assumed Belichick was an absolute lock. So, they used their precious votes on Craig, Greenwood, or Kraft, figuring everyone else would check the box for Belichick. They were wrong. Theory 2: some voters believed the seniors, who may not get another chance, were more urgent than Belichick, who was guaranteed to be on the ballot next year. So, they postponed his immortality for a year. And then, there is Theory 3, the one that has ignited a firestorm: punishment. According to reports, some voters cited the Spygate and Deflategate scandals as reason enough to make Belichick wait a year for induction. Hall of Famer and committee member Bill Polian was reportedly central to this argument, though he has since denied campaigning against Belichick. This logic is flawed on its face. The NFL investigated and punished those scandals. The idea that a secret committee should now act as a rogue judiciary, dispensing extrajudicial penalties, undermines the entire process. If you have a principled stand, own it publicly. This shadowy, anonymous moralizing is cowardice disguised as integrity. The result is a travesty that has unified the football world in disbelief. From Patrick Mahomes to LeBron James to future Hall of Famers like J.J. Watt, the reaction has been uniform shock and derision. They recognize what the voters seemingly forgot: you cannot tell the story of the National Football League without Bill Belichick. His 6 Super Bowl titles as a head coach, his 8 total rings, his record for playoff wins, these aren't just statistics. They are the architecture of the league's modern dynasty. The Hall of Fame's process, designed to ensure a class of enshrines every year, has instead guaranteed that the conversation will forever be about who they kept out. They have turned their own institution into a footnote in Belichick's story. His legacy is granite. Their credibility is now dust. They didn't judge Bill Belichick. They failed their own test, and they failed the game they are supposed to honor.